All right, and we are now officially recording. So, hey everyone, welcome back to the next stream. Carly.
Everywhere.
So yeah, welcome back to chapter 11 of the Song of the Wilds.
God. 11 weeks with you people.
Yeah, we've been doing.
I dare even call you that.
We've been doing this for 11 weeks, hopefully for more. Holy crap! Josh DeHuman is now hosting us. Hey, and we're now being watched by the Hemington.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, the Hemington.
Okay, so we are still missing Mistral, it looks like.
And Atarax.
Well, Atarax is here.
Atarax is there.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah, he's there with Kiara.
Yeah, he's with me. We're
Okay.
not in the closer distance.
Josh DeHuman just actually subscribed to us.
Holy
Nice,
crap.
Josh.
Subs.
Oh,
Did he sub to us or did he dub to us?
he subbed to us.
Oh, subs not dubs?
Then it's Dom to us. He sucked.
Subs not dubs?
I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke.
Alrighty, wow, we actually got everyone here so quickly. So, yeah, we're not going to waste any time here. First off, for all of those watching, welcome to Chapter 11 of Song of the Wilds, our original D&D 5e homebrew campaign. I am Evan, your humble dungeon master. We have our humble. We have our handy dandy players here. We will get into where we left off in just a moment. Before we get to that, does anyone have any announcements?
Whoa.
Mistral, you're coming in super quiet. We cannot hear you at all.
Well, I guess.
Hey, Davina, do you have something you'd like to say or point out or anything?
Yeah, you can buy this sweet notebook on Izzy Cosplay's Redbubble. She is our resident bard, Mistral, and she makes all of the coolest artwork for our campaign. And on the back, I put my sticker of my baby, the owlbear cub, because I love him.
Man Bear Pig.
We also have a special edition Owlbear Cub with Miss Morale Reynolds dress from Hamilton.
It's a super serial purchase.
I gotta get it soon.
Because how can you say no to this?
The Owlbear Cub is a super serial purchase.
And we have a new guest joining us in this session, former Vice President Al Gore.
I thought you were being serious. I was like, shit.
No. I mean, he's
making the super serial joke.
I mean, he's crazy, but yet, hey, if a politician wanted to join our session for D&D, I would not say no.
I thought you were like, we actually have a guest coming on.
Let's get Jo Jorgensen on here. Let's give her a platform because nobody else will.
No, let's go for ex-presidential candidate, Joe Exotic.
I'm sorry.
Let's go for ex-presidential candidate Joe Exotic.
No.
Yes, let's have our special guest be the Wario of Steve Irwin. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, okay,
Sorry, I cannot lie.
Carol Baskin rolled a big proficiency check.
No, I think
Gilner, husband, whacked.
I kind of have a little announcement.
Oh, then go ahead. Tell us.
I don't know if it's coming out tonight, but she said it was. I have a friend who created a kind of a collage of different narrations from different voice actors, and I'm going to be in that.
Ooh.
I'm going to be reading a section from the 1970s Japanese fantasy novel Green Saga. So that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
So it's not really like people can get this or look at it, but
Yeah, no, it's just something to look out for.
Well, I'm on new medication, so yay for that. No more drinking. 8 to 10 months.
Hope you're doing good with it.
So far, yeah. We're not having.
How's the new car? Does it have that new car smell, Davina?
Oh yeah.
Car today, y'all. My sister was really nice.
Oh, yeah.
To buy her old car, so she mobile now.
Yay.
I no longer have to drive you everywhere after 6 years of dating.
Does that mean you're gonna come and pick me up?
I appreciate it every. Wait, what did you say?
I said, so does that mean you're gonna come pick me up? I'm still waiting. You didn't answer the question.
Answer the question, Davina.
As soon as I get insurance on the car, yes.
Yeah, that is important. That is
I know I'm
important.
processed,
Okay, excuses, but okay.
Alrighty. Any other little announcements from anyone? Yes, Mistral.
Me, real quick. So, I just finished up my June Patreon, which was Pride themed. This month's theme is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, if anybody's
Oh god,
interested in
I think
that,
I have to do a Patreon thing. And I
Minimum
think I have to make a
is-
Patreon now.
minimum is $1, and you'll get a Avatar: The Last Airbender themed letter sent to your place. Maybe comes with a sticker, depending on how much work I can get done. But all the characters this month will be Avatar themed. So
Oh, nice.
Is the letter written
Damn, I
specifically
think I have to
you
make a
from the
Patreon
character?
now.
maybe I'll do that.
Because I would totally pay $1 for a letter written from Zuko.
I personally want my
For $1.
I want my letter to be written by the guy who sings Secret Tunnel.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ta-da!
Secret Tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Tunnel through the mountains. Secret. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Any other little announcements from anyone?
Well, if in general anybody has curiosity of what Arios, let me see if I can get this. Nope,
Oh.
it's not working.
No.
Hit me.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was about to say, just show the notebook.
There we go.
Actual official artwork of Arios.
More than that, but yes.
Little.
And
And Davina.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
They made Davina look like a Disney princess.
I know.
Her dad does really good art, and it's one of those.
I can't lie.
context of the rest of the picture.
I can't lie. I kind of imagined her with bigger arms, but it still looks good.
Just slightly more swole.
Yeah.
Hey, Atarax, will we be able to hear you from how far back you're sitting?
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
You hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I'm really feeling it.
Oh my god.
Why, yes.
Bro, Shulka's top tier, Shulka's top tier, I swear.
Yum.
Oh.
Kiara, you beat me by 1 second.
Alrighty, well, if there are no other announcements, let us begin our next chapter of the Song of
Journey
the...
to the West.
Just,
No Journey to the West.
God, what if somebody made a D&D campaign of Journey to the West?
who says it isn't already one? Have you read it or seen the movies? It literally is like you have a cleric.
Seen overly sarcastic production.
It's a cleric, a monk, a sorcerer, and a pig barbarian.
Lord of the Rings and Journey
wrong.
to the West are basically the reason we have D&D. So.
Much. And I'd like to
Where's the
think
lie?
that I do totally think that it is canon that Game of Thrones was a D&D campaign that just got out of hand.
Probably was.
Well, you know that
I love
that last Witch Hunter movie that Vin Diesel did?
Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
That was a D&D campaign that he adapted into a movie.
Oh
He
my.
did do it.
Well,
God.
if that's the case, then I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm.
At first it was the DM.
By the way, I'm on the second to the final
Well-
episode of Vox Machina where they have Joe Manganiello guest appearing.
Oh my fucking god. Because of that,
That's
I'm like, Manganello,
he-
I want to see you do D&D on stream.
He is a gorgeous man.
He is.
You're a gorgeous man. Yeah.
Your mom's a gorgeous man. Wait.
You know it,
That's
baby.
his fault.
All right,
My
enough,
mother
enough.
was a great- sorry.
All right, enough. Let us.
Time to D some D's.
Time to D
And
some
now
D's.
we're on Songs of the Wild.
So, thank you, Mistral. Where we last left off our group of hunter warriors, they had been delving into the ruins along with their new temporary companion, Boss, the wizard. After carefully examining these ruins, they came across a room which seemed to be some kind of generator chamber where they were able to find the mysterious power source that he was tasked to find. However, they came across a giant stone golem, which they were frighteningly able to pick apart rather well, with Davina able to actually rip off one of its legs through just sheer brute force, which in hindsight, I should have counted as damage, but I was just caught up in everything, so I'm sorry about that. They were able to find and acquire the power source of the generator and exit the ruins, and they were able to quickly return back to the city of Acheron, back to headquarters, where they attempted to try and help Polo pick up the resident receptionist girl, Anne-Marie, the halfling, who seems to have taken a very strong liking to him. It actually seemed to be going well until there was a commotion where one of the little slave Asimar children, who they rescued episodes ago from the slave market in the slums, told them that they actually had a third sibling, an older sister who is currently being held as a servant in the winter villa of the Balmaris family, who we all know was the former owners and in-laws of Davina herself. So, with that being said, they have a new mission. Find the Balmaris winter villa and kick some ass. So, that being said, let me back up that music. So, hold on. So, where we last left off, Volthric, the founder and Grand Master of the Greyblades, has given you the official mission to find the Balmaris' winter villa and rescue this servant before anything truly horribly happens to her. So, with that being said, Volthric then kneels before each of you so that he's still like a whole head taller than you guys. He's a massive man. Oh geez, this music is epic. Let me turn that down.
Is that why he has a cosmic couch?
Slow down.
Why did we do that? Volthric, after officially assigning you the mission, unofficial though it may be, there was no official paperwork to put in for this one. He basically officially tasked you find the villa of the Balmarises and save the slave sister. However, he had more to say before we ended the session. I do recommend that for this one, I would recommend that you rest up and you leave at first light tomorrow. The Balmarises are one of the most powerful aristocratic families of this entire civilization. You should make sure that you are ready beforehand. After that, he then looks to the small girl, gently stands up and kind of pats her on the back. Come now, let's get you back to your room and your brother.
Excuse me, sir. Before you leave, I have one question.
I
kneel down.
He turns around and he looks down at you. I would like you to make a charisma saving throw.
Knew it. Oh God, it's a natural one.
Oh man. Hey, it's
Dice jail.
dice jail. Well, hey, you know, it can only go uphill from here. He is like right up at you, or rather, you're right up at him, and he's just looking straight down at you. And you start to realize, shit, this guy's huge. And
cut the sexual tension in here with a knife.
and you realize that as you speak, you horribly stutter and fall over your words. So when you
Just that handsome.
he is just that handsome. Like, his beard just has a proper shine. Like, he just shampooed it like an hour ago. Like, you
beard oil on.
The gilf.
Yeah, oh yeah, this guy's the epitome of a gilf. Like, imagine if you combine, like, I'm sorry, I'm going back to this guy. Imagine if you combined Joe Manganiello with Reinhardt from Overwatch, and that is basic, and combine that with Santa Claus from that Netflix movie Klaus, and you will have a basic idea of who Volthric is.
I think I want to just hug him.
Just all beer.
Yeah, he's.
I made a point last time, Evan. I kneel down to the little girl and I ask her, "What is your name, sweetie?"
She just kind of like walks out from behind Volthric's knee, and she just kind of shyly walks up to you, not really making eye contact. She's still very nervous and still has a little PTSD from, like, it's only been like a couple days since you guys rescued her and her brother from the slave market, and she
Feels
just
like a month or two.
Yeah. Anderson, it's been only a couple days, but it feels like years.
Right.
And our friend and Josh, one of our viewers, says, "I'm a straight male and I do him." Like,
Get done by him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just
You're not topping that.
I want to take a pause for a moment. I want to address something here in case anyone was kind of thinking about it. I doubt so, but this is something actually a little serious for me. Because I've read a lot of horror stories, especially on Reddit, how DMs have a habit of putting in, like, DM player characters, and they make them as, like, badass and as powerful as they possibly can. I would just like to assure you all, Volthric, as amazing as he is, technically speaking, is going to have very little involvement actively when it comes to doing, like, missions and stuff with you all. He's purely a plot focus to help, like,
and he's also nothing compared to our DM. So, like,
oh, well, thank you.
You're comparing a king to a god, so it's like
you get advantage.
well, thank you. But yeah, I just want.
Before this started, I made a joke, and Evan said I had disadvantage, and I didn't even need that. I won.
But in any case, I just wanted to let you all know beforehand. I refuse to allow Volthric to be used as one of those completely OP DM NPCs. He's purely just an NPC to help give guys directions and such. But who knows what's going to happen in future sessions. But right now, this is his purpose. I just made him look awesome. But it's purely just looks. Anyway, back to the campaign. So the little Asimar child just kind of walks up to you very shyly, and she just very quietly says, "Avani."
What is your sister's name?
Brother. Oh, the sister that you're gonna rescue?
Oh.
And she just kind of walks up to you. She's now, like, actually meeting your eyes, because now she's realizing that, oh crap, these guys are actually going to try and rescue my sister. She just goes like, "Her name is Illustaria."
That's really pretty.
She just kind of smiles for a moment and then just kind of scampers back to behind Volthric.
And it was made clear last session where they are, because I thought that we had to, like, figure that out.
Yeah, if I didn't explain that, I apologize.
Okay, sorry.
And now I just kind of dumped it in the background here.
In the intro.
But just for the sake of premise, we'll just say that it was explained to you that The most likely spot, though it isn't confirmed, is that the Balmarises have what is essentially a winter villa, like way up north where you guys live, in a hole in like the other end of the mountains where Acheron is. So it's actually quite a fair distance. It's probably going to be like a day and a half of just constant airship fly time before you guys even get there. Hence why Volthric wanted you all to like get rested up now, make sure you have everything you need, because it's going to be a long journey to get there.
Yeah.
So we do a short rest or a long rest?
This would be a long rest, because when you guys returned from your most recent mission, it's like 10 p.m. right now.
We're sleeping.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Also, a lot of you guys, I'm willing to bet, are still injured from the golem fight from last session. So
Yeah, no.
Thankfully, never got injured.
So a long rest is definitely very much needed.
I definitely need it. More
Yeah.
than anybody else.
So with that said, Volthric kind of stands back. So Volthric kind of stands up, and he personally is escorting the little Aasimar child, Avani, back to where they have her and her brother currently staying right now. So right now it's
You said that his sister's name was Listaria?
Illistaria.
Listaria, sorry about that.
So Volthric has left you guys. It's now just all of you, just kind of in the middle of the lobby of the Greyblades headquarters. And it's only 10 p.m. right now. It's late, but it's not horribly late. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna go for a drink.
Did we get food at all after we?
Go invite that girl. Alright, go invite that girl. Go invite her.
Yeah.
Go for a drink. Go invite her.
We took all of that time to get you to fucking get her name. If you don't ask her out, I'm gonna be really pissed.
Oh, wait.
If you don't ask her out, I'm going to.
Right.
I will take one for the team and date the fuck out of her.
You don't need to twist my arm. Fine.
So what are you guys doing?
Watching.
Getting Polo laid.
We're all just like, we're waiting.
No, Eden's getting food because he's hungry.
Okay, so Eden, you split from the party, and you head up to the mezzanine floor, which is literally right above the lobby, and that's where the bar is, that's where everyone gets their food, and it's also where the job board is to get quests and such. Like, to give you guys an idea about how everything is structured at HQ, you got your main lobby, which is like the first floor you guys get into when you walk up the stairs and enter the building. Literally right above that is the mezzanine level, and that's where you have all of your, like, tavern tables. You got the bar to get drinks and food, and that's also where they have the massive job board of quests and such, which they would then bring back downstairs to give to the registration desk so that they can officially be assigned missions and such. And then everything behind the lobby and the mezzanine is purely just, like, offices and barracks and such. That's literally all that headquarters is.
Alright.
Okay, so Eden, you split from the party and you head upstairs because you are starving and you need to get some food.
Yip joins her.
Yip goes upstairs and he goes get some food. He
with
goes
her
to
as well.
get some food.
You
Wow.
can go get some food.
Can I
I'm gonna do the same thing.
can I go to my room?
No food for High Mistral? What?
Oh,
No
don't worry, I have
munchies?
plenty of
Yeah,
snacks.
right.
Yeah, Mistral has all the hidden munchies in her room.
Literally, I have a bag of food right here. Not like food, but they're like fruit snacks and granola bars. Real life.
You're having a college person.
Love it.
Okay, so Davina, Eden, and Yip go to get a real meal. Mistral retreats back to her quarters to kind of have, like, a snack meal all by herself. So that
The gremlin that
the gremlin that she is. So that just leaves Arios, Atarax, and Polo.
Wingman Atarax.
Literally, two giant white wings.
I figure if I
Arios
stand
is
next
kind
to
of gonna.
Polo, it'll look a lot more attractive.
Say that again. Say that again.
If I stand next to Polo, he'll look so much better. He is not covered in scales.
Oh,
God.
we love your scales.
You're hurting me.
I'll just be a support. I'm here to support the group. Gotta do it every way I can.
Aw,
So what-
that's so sweet.
So what?
This is why you're best boy.
So Arios, Atarax, Polo. It's just you three guys right now. What are you guys doing?
I wanted to go
So-
get a drink.
He's.
So you were just gonna. So you're gonna not focus on Anne Marie right now and just go upstairs and get a drink.
Well, the thing is, I don't even know where she is.
She's at
She
the.
probably-
She's still at the registration desk where you left her.
How long? Wait a minute. How long is this woman's job? Like, how long is this woman's
You
work
need to
day?
go on for 5 minutes.
She.
Or flash a week.
All right, then I guess I'll go back to the register then.
Okay, so you go back to the registration desk where she is still there. Atarax, Arios, what are you guys doing?
So Arios is probably just gonna go kind of wander around, probably go out into like I'm guessing there's like a courtyard kind of area, and he's just gonna wander around and play his flute.
Okay, so Arios, you're just kind of vibing right now, wandering the halls, because technically speaking, you're the newest Greyblade out of the team, so you never really got orientation of everything. So you're just kind of you're doing your own. So you're just doing your own thing.
Gonna get beaten up at the end of the night. Like, stop playing.
So one of the guys just out of his dorm just throws a flower pot at you, like, shut up!
It's like Homer. Like, will you two shut up? Some of us are trying to sleep.
Atarax, what are you doing?
I'm behind Polo, like not obviously like following up to talk to Anne-Marie, but I'm like sitting in the back. I'm like clicking my claws. I'm like,
It's like that scene in Adam Sandler's Anger Management where Polo's like walking up to the girl and you're Jack Nicholson just going,
Oh God!
Well, I got like my full teeth, like mouth with fangs is open. I'm like,
like, okay, raise your hand if you've seen Anger Management. It's like one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. Yeah, that's this scene happening right now. Atarax is Jack Nicholson.
less angry.
Less angry, yes. So, Polo, you walk up to the registration desk. Luckily, this time, right when you get up there, the previous guy that Anne-Marie was dealing with got his business done, and he walks off. Anne-Marie kind of looks at you, but she doesn't smile. She actually looks worried, because it was her who brought attention to, like, the commotion that Avani, the little Asimar child, was doing on the other end of the lobby.
Right.
And she just goes like, so what happened over there? I didn't get to hear what was happening.
Well, unfortunately, a little Asimar girl has lost her sister, which is something that we are going to be taking care of.
Oh no! What happened?
I won't bore you with the details, but essentially, this city has a few problems that we're trying to work on. Thankfully, my team is well equipped to handle this, so that's what we're going to do. Isn't that right, Dragon?
Don't even bother to know your name. You're just Dragon to me.
We're 11 episodes in. This is Polo's thing. He doesn't refer to people by name.
So, Atarax, do you respond to that? Which, by the way, might I add, a couple other Dragonborn just kind of stop in their tracks and they all look at you like, the fuck you just say?
Who's the racist?
You gonna get
over
gagged, boy!
call the DM racist.
It's like in Kentucky Fried Movie, Rex Kramer, Danger Seeker. You just walk into the middle of a crowd of Dragonborn, you just yell, "Dragons!" and then you just run.
There you gotta pull the dragon.
I puff a little like cloud of like ice out of my my snout at it in his direction. And
Really?
no, not angry. It's just like a
Like, yeah,
Acknowledgement.
like, yes, I'm the dragon he is referring to.
I am the dragon you are looking for.
I'm the dragon.
Does it get cold in here?
Yeah, I did.
Volthric is
What's going on?
Volthric is suddenly back going like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot my sword," and then he walks away.
But now we don't have time to unpack all of that.
Well, Anne-Marie smiles to you and goes like, "Oh, you're helping that sweet little girl? That's so great."
Yes. Seems to be a lot of what we're doing right now, honestly. So yes, the reason I came here is because I was wondering if, when you're not busy, would you be interested at all in grabbing a drink or something?
I love Atarax right now. She, at the mention of getting a drink sometime, she actually kind of looks down. Her smile falls for a moment, and she just goes, "Yeah, that's gonna be a bit tough. I'm working the graveyard shift tonight, but I actually do have a day off the day after tomorrow."
You must come back soon. Speed run.
Unfortunately, I don't know if that...
We gotta get Polo laid.
Yip becomes, Yip takes her place at the desk. Okay, I guess I'm doing this.
We have 2 days.
Wait, how do I do this?
I can just see a side quest where Polo and Anne-Marie go on a date, and the entire rest of the party are following them, trying to, like, make sure that
Make
nothing...
the perfect day.
Make sure nothing...
We're not going to get this mission done in a day. I want to point that out.
2 days.
You have 2 days. She says the day after tomorrow it's her day off.
Okay.
This
See-
will take a whole day and a half just to get where we're going.
You know what? It'll just
Oh,
be
right, that's right. I'm sorry. Oh, man, I don't know time. That is on
4
me.
days.
That is on me. I apologize. So, rewind for a moment. Her day off is in 3 days.
Okay.
So, like, day and a half to get there, complete your mission, day and a half to come back, it's her day off, everything times out perfectly.
Time is worth and space is bettable.
In this world, yeah.
All right, I look at Anne-Marie and I say, well, I want to take you up on that. I unfortunately can't promise anything based on the mission, but if I do make it back in time, perhaps we could do that.
And now this time she actually leans over the desk and just puts a hand on your arm going like, "I understand. You're doing a wonderful job. You have nothing to apologize for. Besides, it'll be something to look forward to."
I just want to say we're all counting on you. Good luck.
Josh the Human is going 3 days. Get this date. Do it.
Do it.
Minor interaction.
Hey,
I
this
want to say
date
this
has
is
a
not
name.
at all how I expected Polo's story to go.
Oh, Jude. If it makes you feel...
This is how I wanted Davina's story to go.
Polo, if it makes you feel any better, I know how your arc is gonna happen.
I don't like how this
I
is
haven't
going.
seen you Polo's backstory yet. Like, is that?
that is true. I'm just kind of working off what you've already told me, but if you want to send me backstory, you still can. And I can...
didn't make it that deep. I just kind of did the bare basics.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on topic. So unfortunately, Anne-Marie has to stay at her position right now, but it looks like you were able to make progress with her. Anne-Marie, your approval rating has risen.
I'm sorry, can I interrupt for 1
It's
second?
Persona.
So that Kiera and... Why am I blanking on your name? I literally just said it.
Atarax.
Eden!
Eden!
As
So, we're now going to, if possible, we're actually going to switch the camera focus now up to the mezzanine level, where the entire rest of the party is just kind of eating, vibing, doing their own thing. Arios
Drinking
is
a beer.
drinking a beer. Arios is still vibing somewhere in headquarters right now, just playing his flute. Mistral is just hotboxing in her quarters right now.
I'd like to think that you have like the blanket over your head and that you're just shoveling Doritos in your mouth.
Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg is playing on the radio.
I'm actual food. Like
Yip is having his oh gosh, what are they called? The like calcium stones that birds get. He's just kind of nibbling on that.
No, here's what it does. Like, you make it all formal. You, like, tuck the napkin into your neck. You put the plate on. You have silverware. But then...
chicken.
And you just go totally bird.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Can I ask you a personal question? Do you take a shower in a bird bath?
Like, do you just go in waist deep water and then you just go...
You see, Eric Cocker said just like the rest of you. We go into the river, we get nice and comfy, and we just... That's how you guys shower, right?
This is already the funniest session that I've ever played with you guys, and I love you all. But anywho, cameras right now on Davina, Eden, and Yip. It's just the three of you at a dinner table. You got like you're having a nice full meal. You got ale, like even though you got a mission.
Got water because you don't drink.
Yeah, Davina has water because you don't drink. Dizzy Quinn is watching us. Yay, Dizzy!
Yay!
So anyway, you guys are now just sitting at your table. Is anything happening here? Oh yeah, and by that time, Axel has popped out of your bag and is now just on the table, kind of looking at you all, just kind of sniffing the food that you got, looking for scraps.
Wait, hold up. I gotta roll something. Okay, So, Yip is getting a little tipsy now. It's been a little while since he's drank a lot.
Oh
so
no!
He's not exactly heavy, so he's like, "Hey, Axel."
You're a very attractive man.
Going. He's not exactly a heavy person. He is a bird after all.
Yeah, Axel kind of walks up to you, going like, "Friend." But then, like, the canine that he is smells the booze in your coming from your beak, and it just kind of like takes a step back for a moment, like, oh god,
oh god, oh no.
I'm like, I was feeding him in the bag.
Yeah, he's nibbling all of the little snacks that you're giving him, and he's just kind of yipping in joy at it.
Did somebody say my name?
Is it? Anywho.
Say to the group, to them too, I say, listen, I just want you guys to know that I'm really honored that you're doing this quest with me, even though you don't have to, because it's really my baggage, but I would just want to ask for a favor.
We're just gonna beat up the guy, that's all.
If it does come to it and we have to kill him and his father, I want to have the last blow.
By all means.
All right, is anything else?
The 1%.
That was just an.
Yeah, I knew that this was gonna become commentary on the 1%.
All of you just carry like a sideways guillotine on your shoulders, and you're like the dancing like black funeral guys.
We're
As
holding-
you walk up to the Balmaris' home with that guillotine, like the dancing funerals.
We're holding up the "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Old Joe, ram into that building. Full speed, ramming speed.
Yeah, old Joe loves us.
Yeah, old Joe loves you all.
Old Joe, ramming speed.
All right, so you guys are just eating. You're having fun. Yip is hammered. Is anything else gonna be happening, or are you all gonna then retreat to your rooms to get a full night's rest?
Can I cast Unseen Servant to go get me some stuff?
All right, you cast Unseen Servant. This invisible.
We're all going to be too hungover to complete this mission.
We have a day's travel.
This and it.
Asimar, I can't drink because it tastes like shit to me.
So Mistral,
Doctor about that.
you cast and you summon an invisible force, and you know it succeeds because you can feel the presence in your room. What do you order your servant to do?
So I order my servant, because I've done this before with him, that I say, can you get my usual things? It consists of a few snacks and food, and then also a few other items, such as, like, wood and leaves and twigs from outside.
All right, the unseen servant does just that. It first goes to the inner courtyard of the headquarters, where it's able to collect these things rather easily. People don't really notice that all that much. They just see, like, oh, twig and leaves blowing in the wind. They don't notice that it's an invisible force. However, then the unseen servant infiltrates the kitchen of the mezzanine, and it's just grabbing, like, random things. And a couple of the cooks are seeing these floating food items just going like... but they don't really pay it any mind. They're a little too... It's a combination of they're too freaked out to do anything, and they're non-stop working. They can't stop because like so many people work here. They need to feed everyone. So after that, the unseen servant enters your room, and you just see, like, chips and apples and other kinds of fruit and, like, so many actually pretty healthy things. Salted, like, pork jerky and such. Some bacon strips. And it's Hobbs is watching us. Hey, hey, Kale. All right. All right. So you got all of the snacks that you need. Are you going to be doing anything else, or are we or is Mistral done for the day?
She's gonna do her own thing. Nobody needs to know what she does next. She
Oh.
just does her thing.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything before we retire for the night? Oh, yes.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Eden's gonna, when it's, like, time for bed, Eden's gonna obviously be in his room, and I'm assuming Axel's out, because, you know...
Yeah, Axel's been out this entire time.
A little bit before bed, like, remembering what, every time, my brain blanks on his name, the leader of the Grey Blades.
Volthric.
Yeah, Volthric said something about Axel. He, I asked him, what did he mean, like, to the fox, obviously, what did he mean by that you were a great ally in all this?
Axel just kind of, like, does the little doggy tilt of its head, and then just kind of walks over and just kind of gives your hand a little lick and such. I mean, it seems to react like how a fox would.
You just hear that from Yip.
Yeah, Yip.
Yip as he goes to bed.
Yeah, Yip is just kind of wandering the halls, like, with a wine bottle in his hand.
Davina sees him and she's like, okay. Alright, Yip, let's get you to bed.
The early bird gets drunk.
Yeah, that was pretty much it for Eden of, like,
Want
trying
some water
to...
or...
Axel just kind of, like, nuzzles in a little fur circle in your lap, just kind of snuggling with you right now.
Okay, done.
So is that going to be it for everyone?
What about Polo? Are you doing anything, or are you just vibing, drinking?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here watching all this happen.
All right. Well, if that is going to be all, after some time passes, you all retreat to your rooms, and you all finally decide to sleep for the night. And for everyone else, it's actually quite restful. Eden.
Oh no!
As you sleep, you start to see this dream in your head. You're standing in what feels like a blackened void. However, the feel of it is very much different from the void that you typically see whenever you have a vision, whenever you or someone else interacts with the god in the orb. This is different somehow. And even in this black void, it feels like a blizzard is happening right now. You don't feel any cold, you don't feel any temperature, but you see, like, in this black void, like, particles just flying by rapidly like snowflakes in a blizzard. And in this violent void, you see a shape straight ahead of you. And as you walk closer to it, you can't really tell what it is because it just seems to be... It seems to be the same color as its surroundings, but you can make out, like, a faint, wavy, foggy kind of grayish outline. It seems to look like a person somehow, and it's just kind of, like, hunched over, hugging its knees. And then the moment you get a little closer, it just kind of, like, stops shaking for a moment, and then just does this, like... and just looks at you with, like, piercing, bright blue eyes. And, like, you can tell, like, whatever this thing is, all of its attention is just focused on you right now. And as it's looking at you, it just slowly rises up in, like, some kind of, like, scraggled, hunched over form. And it just slowly reaches out to you with what looks like some kind of, like, clawed hand like this. And it's just slowly limping towards you.
Do I, like, feel anything, like, threatening coming off of this?
Roll an insight check.
That's a 17.
This thing is still pretty far away, even though it seems to have noticed your presence. You can't quite tell... You still can't quite tell if it's a threat or whatever feeling it's trying to give off, but it seems to clearly want you in some kind of way. But at this point, you just don't know what it is. The creature, whatever this thing is, just gets closer, and it's like it's raising its other hand in what looks like... The hands look like they want to, like, throttle you for a moment. But before it gets too close, you feel this sudden repeating pressure on your chest. And you're instantly woken up to Axel just kind of, like, bouncing its front paws on your chest. And then you just wake up in a cold sweat.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay,
Oops, indeed.
yeah, that's shocking.
Axel is now, like, all over you, just kind of, like, licking your face. Like, it seems to be very worried about you.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back to bed after that. It's one of those nightmares of nope.
You're just like, nah, fam, I think I'll chill and stay away.
Yeah, I'm good right now. I'll nap, maybe.
Okay, so you're just gonna take light little cat naps. Everyone else is fine, by the way. So, with that being said, it is now daytime. It is now... The sun rises.
In the east?
it's an overcast day, but you can tell that it's roughly like 8 a.m. in the morning right now. You guys have officially finished your long rest, so if you want to activate that on your D&D Beyond character sheets to kind of give yourselves, like, regain any spell slots and health. All right, yeah, you guys are good. All right, and you guys remember, Volthric said first light. You guys had to be up and at 'em. So what do you guys do?
How's Yip doing?
Drunk a bird.
Yip, I want you to give me just a basic constitution check.
Yep. 11.
You don't have a full hangover, but you do have a pretty painful headache right now. It's not. It doesn't seem to inhibit you in any way, but it's just really annoying.
I look over at Mistral and I go, "Hi, Elf. Do you have any remedies to help the bird?"
What up?
Mistral, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got a text from my mom and I got distracted.
Oh.
Darn it, Mom.
Okay, family comes first.
Sorry. Okay, you were saying.
I said I look over at you and I go, "Hi, Elf. Do you have anything to help the bird?"
Ah, yes. Let me check my bag real quick. And I look through my bag and I find this little. It kind of looks like a rice cracker. And I just go, here, like you should just nibble on this for a little.
Lambda spread. One small bite is enough to fill the stomach of a full-grown man.
How many
did you eat?
No, it's just
4.
it's just a rice cracker. It's it'll just eat it.
Very special rice.
All right, Yip, do you eat it?
Yeah, I eat it. Anything to get rid of this headache.
All right. It's very salty. It's salty, and there's like a weird mint kind of aftertaste to it. But then you feel your headache just kind of intensify for just an instant, and then it just fades away. And it kind of feels like you know that minty chill kind of feel you get after you just brush your teeth. It feels like that in your head right now.
Okay.
All right. So Yip is now back to 100%. You guys are well rested. You guys all exit your rooms. You make sure you have everything with you. Axe dives back into his bag. Like Axel dives back into his bag. Eden is looking just a little worse for wear, but for the sake of gameplay, we'll say that you still completed a long rest, so you still have full health and full slots and everything. And you make sure you have the green orb with you as well, and also make sure that you also have the bag of holding.
Yes.
Because remember, you guys have a bag of holding. You can literally put anything you find in there, and you have infinite holding space. As you guys exit your rooms and you head back into the main lobby of the headquarters, the crowd here is a little bit lighter. It looks like there's still a lot of hunter warriors that don't really start working until just a little bit later in the day. But you do see Volthric sitting there just kind of waiting for you all with just this intense gaze. Like he was looking right at you guys right when you entered the room. Like he knew what hallway you guys were gonna come out of.
That's not disconcerting at all.
Do you guys walk up to him? Do you just kind of wave by and say hi to him? Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, I would just kind of nod in acknowledgement. If he was to walk over, I would hope that he would gesture.
He actually.
Oh, Arya totally just walks over.
So
Arya just like.
I was actually gonna walk over to him too.
Okay, so a lot of you walk up to Volthric, and as he acknowledges you guys walking up to him, he stands up, still towering over you, and he just goes, "If you guys are ready, we were able to locate the current location of the Balmaris family. It appears that they are currently staying at one of their many vacation homes.
already said that today.
I did? Never. Oh, jeez.
I was like, wait a
Both of you
minute,
repeating
I'm
yourself.
getting ahead
Been
of
a
you.
long night.
One step ahead of you, boss.
Okay, rewind. He just makes sure that you guys are all ready.
Yeah.
And he goes like, well, if that's it, then head on over to your ship.
Oh, Joe.
All right, you
I look at Volfric and I say, any last minute.
say that again?
I said, I look over at Volfric and I say, any last minute.
Dude, it still cuts out right when you finish your sentence.
Oh, okay. I look over at Volfric and I say, any last minute advice.
Okay.
I think we got it that time.
Yeah, we did get it that time.
Okay.
Volthric thinks for a moment. He just goes, the Balmarises are like any other kind of aristocrat. They think that their money and ego and power can get them any kind of success. Prove them wrong.
Don't worry, we will.
I like that statement.
That
I
being
like
said,
this guy.
though, the Balmarises are known to be very, very powerful magic users.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Don't worry, we got some tricks up our sleeves. We'll be fine.
And Volthric kind of smiles at you, and then he kind of straightens up and, well, dismissed. So what do you guys do?
Can I?
I walk to the ship.
Yep. To
We're
Joe.
off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of terrible husband.
Oh my god.
All right, you guys walk out of the headquarters and you make your way through the city. As you do, I would like you all to make perception checks.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Woo! I did
Perception.
very well.
What do I add to that?
Perception is, well, it should say, like whiz or int or stuff like that.
Perception is wisdom.
Oh. Okay.
19.
All right. Who?
20 plus 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who got above 15? So Mistral, Polo, and you did not get above 15.
Nope.
I got 11.
All right, it's
I
no.
got a 5.
I got a 4.
All right, it's not that bad. Because the people who do notice this, your eyes just kind of catch the glint of activity at the Church of Nord across the street.
Great.
And you see what looks like a bunch of the clerics and priests that work at the church. They're moving a lot of boxes inside the church. They seem to be kind of minding their own business. But the moment your eyes meet theirs, they all stop their movement and they just kind of just scowl at you as you walk by.
Can Ariel?
I'm not caring anymore. I think I would just do a wave just to piss them off.
It works, and one of them just kind of like scowls at you more like, I will kill you, like in their eyes.
I'll kill you too, my friend.
And Arios is just kind of sitting there like, what?
we just give them hand hearts.
Yeah, Yip gives hand hearts to the church. All right. So for the sake of...
Surprisingly, NordVPN does not.
Jesus.
Sponsored by NordVPN.
No! Not sponsored.
Anywho, you...
No!
However...
Nay!
However, the church clerics don't seem to really pay you any more mind. They're not making any aggressive moves towards you. So you guys move unimpeded through the city. That being said, though, did you guys want to stop anywhere before you make it to your airship? Or are you just beelining it straight to the airship?
Question.
Yes, Eden.
Is there any shops that I could, like, quickly grab, like, bat fur and a drop of pitch or a piece of coal? Just be like, here they go.
Actually, yes. There's the alchemy shop that Patrick the Goblin still runs, which you guys remember. Which you guys remember from, like, I think it was session 2 or 3. So you can definitely head. So you can definitely head back to his little alleyway shop.
Yeah, I want to grab that stuff real fast.
Oh right. Is anyone gonna be going with her, or is it just Eden?
I follow.
I'll stay.
Okay, so Eden, Mistral, and Davina all head over to Patrick the Goblin's apothecary shop. You walk in there, and he seems to be just kind of doing his own thing. He's in his little lab coat, which is like 2 sizes too big for him because this guy is short. Do you want to say something, Davina, or are you waving hi to him?
No, I wanted to say something. As we're walking, I say to Eden, do you know what happened to your sister?
Shit. I know.
All you.
All I remember was... But, well, actually, would I know what happened to her, Mr. DM?
I would... I'm sorry?
Did she take off, or, did something...
Hold on, I'm trying to find what it is that you sent me.
You sent a lot of shit.
You sent me a lot of stuff, yes.
Because I'm that person. It's like...
Okay, I sent him quite a lot as well.
Same here.
They pretty much just left their hometown. And, I feel like it's more of, they're in a forest because safety reasons. But they kind of left and then...
Just with everything that's going on and her being...
From what you remember, and this is just something that I'm kind of extrapolating from what you've sent me, and I do apologize that I didn't have more prepared. That is a rookie DM mistake. So I'm just gonna make up something. So I'm just gonna have something here. You do remember that both you and your sister Phoenix, you both had aspirations to leave your village and just try to make marks of your. You want to leave your own mark in history, and just try to make it in this very savage world. Phoenix, however, just coincidentally happened to be. Is Phoenix older than you, or are you both twins?
She is the youngest.
She is the youngest. Okay.
I'm older than her.
Okay, you are older than her. So Phoenix, being the youngest of you two, unfortunately had to stay behind because she wasn't quite ready herself to go out into the world.
Well, okay, sorry. We're twins, but he is the oldest of the twins. So it's just a couple minutes.
Okay. Okay, then... Okay, then then changing it up a little bit, Phoenix, coincidentally was able to get ready and have a better idea of what she wanted before you did. So at that time, Phoenix left home first before you did. However, ever since then, you have been unable to have any form of contact with Phoenix. So unfortunately, at this time, you don't know where she is or what she's doing.
Going back to Davina's question, all I know is that she left home before me, and I have not been able to see her, contact her, nothing for quite some time.
Okay. It's just with everything going on, her being an Asimar as well, Asimar, I just wanted to, I don't know, I was worrying.
I know she can take care of herself, but that is my worry as well. Someone has captured her or something. The worst. So
you guys, as you have your little chat, you enter Patrick's apothecary. He's just kind of scribbling down stuff in a giant like clipboard. But then he hears the little doorbell ring, and he kind of looks over at you and goes like, "Oh, hey, welcome to my... Oh, hey, it's you guys again. Haven't seen you guys in so long. What's up?"
I need some ingredients if you possibly have them.
"Oh, yeah, not a problem. Let's see what you got. What'd you need?"
Okay. I need bat fur and a dropping of pitch or a piece of coal if you have any of it.
All right, let's see here. And he just kind of scurries over to this giant ladder, which he just kind of scurries up, and he's just going like, let's see, bull fur, boar fur, toad fur. I don't know why they have fur.
That rare furry toad.
Yeah, this shit's expensive.
Toad.
Here we go. Bat fur. And he just kind of like plucks the little jar of it, scurries back down. And you said you wanted either pitch or what was the other thing? Charcoal?
Coal, I think.
Coal. Okay. Pitch or coal. Let me see here. Aha! And he actually pulls out a bag of coal and then a small vial of just pure black pitch. And then...
Santa.
And he scurries over to the little counter where he kind of walks up.
Bad girl, here's your coal.
He walks up to the stool and he goes like, "So all three of these things, or were you wanting to pick and choose?"
No, all three, please.
All three of them. All right. Okay, he just kind of like looks at the bag, looks at the vial, looks at the jar, and he's just kind of doing like quick little calculations in his head.
Quick math.
Yeah, quick maths. Let's see, he's just kind of mumbling to himself right now. He goes like, okay, but it kind of sounds like Popeye mumbling right now. Like, so you see, carry the 3, divide by 4. All right, so for all of these combined, it's going to be 40 silvers.
40 silver?
40 silvers.
How much in gold? Because I don't think we have.
4 gold.
He can make change, because like 1 gold is like 100 silvers.
1 gold is 10 silver.
1 gold is 10 silvers, so that would be 4 golds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, so I'll give him 4 gold and like ask for change back.
Well, no, that's perfect. That's perfect change. 1 gold is 10 silvers.
Oh.
So you give him 4 gold pieces, and that equals out perfectly. All right, so he goes like, thank you for your patronage, young miss.
How much do I get back in gold? Or
Nothing. Nothing. It was perfect payment.
It was exact.
It was exact change.
Cool. I now can do a friggin' spell.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Nice. So you got your errands done. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to do before they get on the airship?
Anything there?
I want to stay in the shop. I have a few things I would like to purchase.
Okay, I was just asking. So he now looks up at Mistral and goes like, "And how can we help you out, my radiant young beauty?"
I would like some. Do you have insects here of any kind?
Oh, jeez, what insects don't I have? That's the real question.
Great. So let's start off with. I would like a glowworm. A firefly. Let's just start with those two. Let's see if you have those.
Fireflies, I have an abundance. Those fireflies, I have an abundance. That's gonna be easy. Glowworms are a little tricky. Let me see what I got here. And he just kind of runs back into his little aisles. He kind of goes up his ladder a bit. And he's just gonna like, okay, we definitely have fireflies. That's definitely good. Glowworms. Okay. I got 1 glowworm left. This unfortunately is going to cost you. These little buggers are really hard to find. So, for the fireflies, they're only going to net you about 10 gold a fly. The glowworm, however, is it's like 10 silvers a firefly. The glowworm, however, is going to be 40 silvers just by itself.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so
Oh, that's fine.
all right, so that's 50 silvers for the glowworm. And how many fireflies are you needing? Just 1?
How many were
10 million fireflies.
You would not believe your eyes.
How many for the fireflies again?
It's just 10 silver a firefly.
Oh, okay.
If
So
I
I'll
caught
take
that.
the glowworm and I'll take 4 fireflies.
Okay, so, well, give me an actual number. Not 3 or 4. Is it 3 or 4?
4. I went 3 and then I was like, no, actually 4.
Okay,
Yeah, 4.
so that is going to be 90 silvers right there.
Okay.
Okay. So you hand over 9 gold pieces. Exact change right there. So you are all prepared. Did anyone else have any other little errands? Atarax! Yes, what are you doing?
Alright,
He's nodding. Hang on.
so this kind of depends on when everyone else gets back to meeting up and all in the same group. Because I want to ask everyone for 40 gold pieces. And I would like to purchase a diamond worth 300 gold pieces. Because that allows me to cast Revivify if anyone dies.
Oh,
And after we have
yes.
Sterling,
Yeah.
Okay.
Alex has
Everyone
some
wants
guilt about
that.
Sterling not being able to help, so he doesn't want to repeat that.
Okay, so Atarax, you
I'm putting 60 gold pieces of my own.
okay, so
You said 40 each?
Yeah, he needs 40 from all of them.
40. Yeah. So Arios just kind of. So can Arios give him the 40 gold now?
Well, yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Right
you're
there with him, right?
Yeah, you're right there with him. The only ones who
Stop
stepped
the
away
duel before we
The only ones who stepped away were Davina, Mistral, and Eden.
Okay, so I'll talk to them, and then when the other 3 get back, I'll...
Yeah, totally. I can
Possibly.
fork that over, definitely.
Oh, right. Davina, Mistral, Eden, are you doing anything else in the apothecary?
I'm not.
All right, so you guys exit the apothecary and you regroup. So, Atarax, sell your pitch.
So, after what happened to Sterling, I can't afford to lose any of my friends again. And I figure 40 gold pieces is enough that we can afford to not have to worry about losing one of us again. So I'd like to buy a diamond so I can be there to bring someone back if need be.
Oh my god.
So, do you guys agree?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Okay, you were able to appeal to their sympathy and sentiment at the mention of poor Sterling, who is still sealed in stone for who knows how long. So they all fork over enough gold, 40 gold from each person. So now you just got to go to the jeweler.
So I'd like to head there then next.
All right, you are heading. You actually do have to walk a fair distance because you got to go to Uptown Acheron, which is like the Ritz.
Uptown girl.
This is basically Michigan Avenue, Chicago, where this is where all the high-end shops are.
Davina
Gary?
looks for a bathroom. We'll be right back.
Okay, Davina looks for
He
a.
goes to Gary's
she-
bathroom.
She goes to Gary's. All right, so Atarax, you head uptown, and you're actually pretty well received, even though you're a Greyblade. Being the class that you are and the armor that you have, it shows like you have status. It looks like you actually have a reason for being here. Your eye catches the local jeweler of Acheron, and inside is just this really large woman who is just wearing just all furs. She kind of looks like the Witch of the Wastes from Howl's Moving Castle. Just like the
Hell yeah.
biggest feathered hat you see. And she just turns over to you and she just goes, "Darling! Oh, welcome to my little shiny little boutique. How can I help you?"
I take a deep respectful bow.
And she
Nice.
she just goes like, "Oh!"
And I, good madam, I am here today to look into, purchasing a beautiful cut diamond.
"Ooh, diamonds. Oh, we certainly have a selection of those." And she just kind of like, she gently takes your hand and she's like gliding across the show floor of this jewelry shop. Like kind of like how a model walks down the catwalk. Her hips are just going like, ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Which is very amazing considering how massive this woman is. Yeah, Carly, if you didn't hear, this woman looks like the Witch of the Wastes from Howl Moving Castle.
Thick with every C.
Thick with every C. And they're all caps. So she takes you to this large glass case, and you see these brilliantly shining diamonds, just pure translucent clear colors, cut just so perfectly. There doesn't seem to be a flaw about them. And they come in various sizes as well. But you don't see any price tags on them.
Good madam.
Like, if you can't, like, afford it, don't even ask what the price is.
Yeah, exactly. You need to walk in here knowing you can buy a diamond.
Well, I'll point to one of the smaller ones and be like, "Pray, can you tell me what carat, what pricing this may be? Only because I want to give it as a gift, and I can't do anything less than 250 gold."
And she just kind of looks and goes like, "Oh, a gift. Oh, you are a strapping young man, aren't you?" She gently opens the case and she lifts out this beautiful glistening diamond, and it's just dancing rainbows, like from all of the little lights that are like shining in the room. This diamond is about like the size of your thumb. Like this diamond isn't that big, but it's big enough where you can make out like all of its details. And she just has like this bright grin, and you can see like as she shows you the diamond, she's just wearing all kinds of shiny bling on like every finger that she has. Like she is just gaudy. And she goes like, "Well, for 250 gold pieces, this, I believe, this little fellow right here should do just quite nicely."
Say, do you have anything closer to 300, 310 perhaps? You know,
And
I'm not to outspend a friend.
And she just kind of thinks for a moment like, "Ooh, daring today, aren't we?" So she puts the diamond down, and then she pulls out a second one. It's the exact same shape as the first one, but this one is a little bit, like, just the tiniest bit bigger. It's a noticeable size difference.
Say, if this is at least 300 gold pieces, I must outspend a friend, you see, for a gift. So I must be sure that this is around this, you know, a higher price. If it looks gorgeous, you shine like a star.
Make...
What kind of close this deal, ma'am?
Atarax, I would like you to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yes. I love this.
I have a +2 persuasion.
Charismatic, my god.
Well, that was fuck. Good thing I have advantage.
What did you roll first?
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20, nice. All right, she just kind of looks at you and she just goes like, "Oh, well, normally a diamond like this would be a straight 350, but for you, and for the kind of, and I'm willing to bet a nice woman or man, I don't judge." She just goes like, "If this is for someone you are feeling very affectionate for, I'll be willing to give you this for 320.
Ma'am, just because you've been so good to me, 325 it is.
Oh, 325. All right, and with that, she just kind of walks over, and she then walks over to this small box on the counter, and she goes like, "All right, my little darlings, which one of you wants to go with the nice dragonborn and hold a diamond?" And you walk over, and you see these little, you know, the little boxes that they put engagement rings in. It's like a chest full of these little engagement ring boxes. However, they are all like hopping up and down and opening up, and you realize these are tiny little baby domesticated mimics.
Domesticated mimics. I love that.
We get a sticker
Oh
of
my
that.
god.
And she goes like, and she just
Project.
goes like, oh yes, Diz, mommy wants you all to go with the nice man, but only one of you can go. And they're all going like, "Hap, hap, 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 hap." and they have like the most adorable little tiny fangs around the rim of the mouth of the box, and they're all just like little, and they're all just kind of yiping like little, like they're making the same sounds that baby alligators make, just that.
Oh my god.
And then she just kind of looks at it and goes like, oh, it looks like it's your lucky day, dearie. And she just gently like picks up the little mimic in her palm and she just kind of strokes it a little bit. Here you go. And the mimic in her hand just goes like, ah.
I guarantee you every week Evan just comes up with things he... Nice.
Say that again.
I guarantee you every week Evan just comes up with things he...
You cut out again.
Good, it's not that funny.
You don't know we want to hear.
We want to hear.
Please unmute yourself.
It's not gonna be funny now. I've had to say it 3 times. We might as well go on.
Oh.
What is that?
I pick up the little. She passed me the box. I assume I pick it. I take my gauntlet. I kind of give it a little nudge.
And it just kind of like nuzzles into your hand, which is odd because it doesn't have arms or legs or eyes. It looks like a normal little engagement ring box that's just kind of hopping and like it's giving little like kitty purrs.
I stick it in my
Fine, of course.
in like my side pouch, and well, I must get going. I've got a long road ahead of me.
Oh, well then don't let me keep you. Thank you so much for your patronage. I hope to see you again.
Oh, I dare say.
I mind like picturing Mrs. Doubtfire whenever you do that voice.
Mrs. Doubtfire, Witch of the Wastes, what have you. That's the best movie ever. All right, so Atarax, you have your diamond and a new pet, apparently.
My little turtle
You're
dog.
gonna name him.
I'll think about it.
All right, does anyone else have any errands that they want to do?
Nope. Not on my end.
All right.
We have like bandages and everything else that we need for.
I know for sure we have healing potions.
You do all have healing potions and such, and you have like normal provisions that you just generally have as Greyblades.
Okay.
For the
Then we're good. I don't need anything.
Eden, yes?
I was gonna say for the 2 new people that joined after we started, how many healing potions do they have?
You guys get 3.
Three of what
He-
class or size?
I think regular.
Regular healing potions.
Okay, nice.
All right, so with all that being said and done, you guys, you all collect back at the landing pad, which is currently being like repaired and worked on by a bunch of builders and crew and such. And you see old Joe there barking orders, telling everyone to be gentle with his lady. But then he turns around and goes like, "Oh, hey! Oh, wait, if you guys are here, where are we heading this time?"
We didn't see you playing with your dolls.
Okay, who linked what? What is everyone looking at?
Well, I was looking at something that is not part of this, but because Kiara told me about something, so I apologize.
Yeah, sorry.
I was adding health potions.
So was I.
All right, so old Joe in his excitement just kind of walks up to you guys and like, "Oh, so where are we heading this time?"
We're
That
headed
way.
to the Balmaris Winter Villa.
That way.
That way.
North?
Van Morris's family.
Ah, jeez, what do you have to do with those assholes?
Ah,
Well,
That is my husband, good sir.
no, wait a
And you
minute,
are
hold on,
absolutely
wait.
right.
What did you guys post? Because now I'm concerned.
what?
What are we all looking at? Atarax?
Wait, what?
I stop her before I go. We're dropping off a gift. It's very important we get there. They're going to love it. We're picking up a friend as well. Mr. Joe, just please don't.
And I'm also going to a family reunion
I
though.
feel like we should be straight with Joe though. Like, hey, this is
Yeah, what
going
if-
on.
Unless
gonna
Joe
beat
turns
up
out to be the
all
big
of them.
villain of this story, I don't see the reason why we should lie to him.
Okay, fine. Rewind. Oh,
Rewind.
no, to be completely frank, it's, well, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Fuck it. I am Navarre's strange wife.
And he
I'm
just
going to
kind
kick
of,
his ass.
and he just kind of looks at you and just goes like, "Hey, they deserve it. Let's go."
Yes.
This is where we need to be upfront with Joe.
Let's go eat the rich.
Let's go eat the rich.
Joe, are you a cannibal?
Burn it down. Burn it.
That is cool.
Viva la resistance!
On the side.
I love
Oh.
this character so much.
All right, you guys scramble onto the airship. He goes back in his little cockpit compartment. You realize that the airship has actually gotten some upgrades. A couple more propellers, so it can move just a little bit faster, and a couple more mounted harpoon cannons on the side as well. So,
For those pesky-
all right, so you
So we
guys,
can pull a Sterling.
Old
and
Joe is
shoot
ready
them
to
out of-
fight.
yeah, old Joe is ready to party. All right.
He's also got some like hidden like a wave light, some like a disco ball just chilling somewhere.
We just have like the LED.
A stri-
lights.
A stripper pole slowly rises up from the deck.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys get on the airship. He powers it up, and you all start leaving, and you head north. So you
Yes,
le-
we head that way.
you all head north. You guys make it over. You're just below the cloud line, so you can still see the land below you. And right now what's happening is you're following the mountain range in a north direction and everything is like constantly snowing here because you're just so high up in the mountains. So the Winter Villa is like, again, a day and a half's just constant flight journey here. So you guys are going to have a lot more time here for just more interactions and such.
This doesn't affect me and Eden, right? Because we're tieflings and we have like a body heat or whatever.
In this case, no, you're...
I didn't know about that.
In this case, no, it's not that chilly yet. However,
Okay.
you are known to have more of a resistance against fire attacks.
Okay.
So in this case, you're fine. It's cold, but it's not that cold.
Okay, so we are susceptible to cold.
You are susceptible to cold, just a tiny bit more than everyone else, but not by a lot, especially when it comes to environment stuff here.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one's resistant to cold.
Okay, yes, Davina.
I call everybody to a team meeting.
Okay,
Do you mean?
Listen
Oh,
up, people.
Hello.
all right, party huddle.
Yeah.
Axel pops out of the bag, and he's like in the middle of the huddle, like, oh, what's going on?
He's doing what a dog do. He's like gotta be in the middle of attention.
What's a huddle?
All right. Just wanted you all to know, and I told Eden. I'm sorry. Was Atarax there last night?
Just Yep and Eden, I think.
No,
Okay,
Atarax was downstairs being a wingman, so he got nothing.
Gotcha. I was
A wingman.
not sure for some
Jack
reason.
Nicholson.
I let both Eden and Yip know yesterday, when we were out to dinner. I just want you guys to know that if it does come to this, and we have to kill Navarth and Callan, I would like to request that I have the final blow. At least Navarre.
You mean when? Not if.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I'm with her.
I mean, I'm all for that. I thought I killed him, but apparently I didn't do it well enough when I burned down their entire key.
Oh, you got it. You
Well,
got
I'm not here out of any sense of revenge. So if you want the last blow, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
And
No.
I just want you guys
By all
to
means.
know what it is that we're dealing with. You know that as an Aasimar, I don't have wings. Well, there's a reason for that. Alan and Navarth are very powerful wizards, and the sigil on all of the children that are slaves, and I got very upset about that. It was for a reason. And Evan, if you'll let me take the reins here for just a minute.
You are more than welcome to, but just one thing, they are not wizards, they are sorcerers. There is a difference. No, they're sorcerers.
There's a difference.
So rewind. They are very powerful sorcerers, and I said that it was my fault. That was for a reason, and I take off my cape, show the sigil, and I say there was a moment. And I tried to run away when I was very young. I think I was about 13.
By the way, just to kind of give a little bit more context, you've all seen this symbol before back at the slave market. Yes, it's the same.
Arios has it, and I don't think that Atarax has either, or at least he's like seen it, but he didn't really know the.
Yeah, Atarax and Arios. Atarax and Arios, this is the first time that you've seen this mark that's literally been branded on Davina's back. And you guys actually recall, this is the exact same brand that was on the back of the little Aasimar child that you saw back at HQ.
Okay.
The reason why I don't have wings, when an Aasimar is young, if they're touched by dark magic, their wings don't grow and they turn into a fallen Aasimar. They did this to punish me for trying to run away, and I don't know if that was the case for all of the young slaves that we saw, or if they've just turned that into a really, like, almost, I guess, emblem for their company.
Standard
I want you to know that this isn't. I'm sorry?
Standard sick bastards.
I just want you to know that these are very powerful men, and if anything happens, I just want to say that I'm all thankful for being able to call you my friends.
Okay, Arios is just gonna hug her because he's got no words. He just hug. and actually, as soon as he steps back, like, you all see, like, his hair is like blowing in the wind, like, rather angrily, and you're getting that picture of, like, the
Yeah, your hair's doing the Miyazaki hair raise whenever you get angry.
Oh.
It's doing the Yujiro Hanma hair.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you, Arius. I very much appreciate the hug. I will never turn that down.
And then Arios just kind of slinks away and sits down because he doesn't know what else to do, but his hair is still, like, fuming up.
Eden, what was your question?
Who sold you to him? Like, were you taken?
Oh, when I was very young in my village, there was a raid, and I don't know what the men's names were, but I was put on a truck with many more Aasimar children, and apparently I was pretty enough, and that's what they told me, and they told me to him to be basically groomed to be his wife. I don't know who it was.
Mr. DM.
Yes?
I
That was so cute.
I don't know if I've asked this yet or not, and if I have, apologies. But would I have known about them before meeting Davina? Like, at least know of their name?
You yourself have never personally interacted with the Balmaris family, but in your former circle, they were a name that, while not the same level of what you were, but they were definitely, like, close to up there. Especially with them being, like, so influential in, like, the fashion world back then. However, now it seems like, now that they've kind of gotten into the slaving industry, their influence and power has only, like, risen.
Since we're asking that question, Polo wouldn't really know them either, because he grew up in a... Right?
Say that again?
Polo wouldn't really know the Balmaris since he grew up in a par village, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, the extent of your knowledge is what Davina has told you.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other little interactions? You guys are going to be on this airship ride for a while.
Yeah, try and like take naps. Just, tired.
Yeah, Eden...
Does anybody want to spar?
Yeah, Eden is trying to take little cat naps every now and then, and her little fox, Axel, is desperately trying to help comfort her, in a sense. Though, everyone else, the fox is looking quite worried.
Mr. DM.
Yes.
If I were to spar with a character, would that level us up at all?
Not in this case, because for this campaign, the levels don't come from experience points. They come from reaching certain milestones in the plot.
Okay.
So
Well, you know,
once the huddle breaks, Yip kind of pulls Davina off to the side and kind of speak with her, and he's like, "Listen, I know what it's like to be married. I know what it's like to marry somebody that you love, and I know that this person is not your husband. He has no right to call you his wife or anything close to that.
His wife?
I know what it's like to be...
I'm sorry.
My name's Jeff.
I know what it's...
God damn it! No!
We were in such a touching moment.
I know what it's like to be married to someone you love, so I know that this man means nothing to you. We will get through this together. We will end it.
We're married once?
Yes, I had a wife back when I lived at the monastery.
I think that was allowed for monks to get married.
Well, our village was a bit more lax with that stuff. It's mostly just... don't be a dick. That's what we were always taught as kids. Just don't be a dick.
It was a very Maria von Trapp situation.
It's like one of those monuments with like some peaceful statue, and at the bottom rim it just says, "Just don't be a dick."
Just don't be
What
a
was your
dick.
wife's name?
Her name was Lynn. She was...
Name was what?
Lynn. She was a lovely lady.
She was. What? If you don't mind me asking, what happened to her?
I'll just say that I had to leave the village. It was a tough decision, but it had to be done.
Oh, she's still alive, or?
I doubt it. It's been, gosh, a few decades. I'm surprised I've lived this long, but I'm sure it's thanks to my patron and my training, but I don't hold my hopes up. Let's just say.
I'm sure she was lovely, and I'm sorry you had to sacrifice that. I give Yip a big hug.
Oh.
He hugs back.
Any other little things happening?
Can I like flag Davina over? I'm like, hey, come here.
Yeah, well, hi, Mistral.
Wanna get high? And don't forget a towel.
What's the best
No,
remedy for a bad marriage? Drugs.
Hey, so I like.
Oh my god.
That is the best, man.
So I put my arm around Davina. I'm just like, hey, listen. You know, boys suck, don't they? They're just the worst. Like, I have met so many.
Hold on, where's the scene going?
Shh, just let it happen. I want to know. Just let it
So, like, I kind of
Just
like
let it
have the
happen.
whole spiel of like, you know, boys are dumb, and I've met quite thousands of them, and
Hold on. Back the
Hold
fuck
on.
up. Thousands?
Hold up.
I think we're getting some Mistral backstory tonight.
Take notes, take notes.
This is a plot-heavy episode, and I'm living for it.
you know, there's, it's thousands of them. Like, don't worry why, but I've talked with numerous amounts of men, and they just don't understand. So like, I get how you feel, and it sucks that you had to be with her. But I have this gummy bear. It has about like 1 milligram
Oh no.
of some weed. Just 1 milligram. It's not a lot. It's just enough for you to like relax from you venting your feelings and your story. So I just didn't know if you wanted just a little bit for the rest of the ride. It shouldn't affect you much. Just enough to like calm your body before our takedown of a horrible person. So I just didn't know if here you
I
go.
think I will take that gummy bear, Mistral.
Okay, do you eat the gummy bear?
Oh, no.
I do.
Roll me a constitution check.
Yeah. Alright, I put my dice in dice jail.
The-
Hold
the-
on.
It's only- It's
You
only
should give her.
it's only 1 milligram, so the DC to beat is very low, but if you roll lower,
You might as well just take some.
Oh, shit.
It's like the DC is 2, and you happen to roll a 1 again.
Carly, what did you roll?
It's a 5.
It's a 5.
We're rolling so shitty on the one night where it matters.
You might as well have just taken some ibuprofen or something.
5 was the DC.
Oh my god.
So do I win or does that win?
Okay, the general rule with D&D is that if you don't exceed the DC but you make the DC with a matching number, it's still a success. So you don't start tripping, but you do just start feeling just very like, ooh, just kind of loose, just kind of chill for a moment. Like you're just feeling like Bob Marley is playing in your head right now.
And look at Mistral, and I just say, you know what? Fuck your
Mob
bar.
Barley is playing.
Mob bar.
That's the truth.
Fuck men.
No, he made me kind of think that he loved me.
It's
For a while. And I was really stupid and naive, but you know what? Fuck every man. You know what?
Oh my god, what was that? Is that Eric?
Very much no, don't do that. That's how you
Every
please.
single man on the turns around.
woo woo woo. Tumblr alert. Tumblr alert.
We're both just like fuck men. And everybody's like, what the hell is going on now?
Even old Joe kind
Fuck the police.
and even old Joe kind of pokes his
They're in our team.
and even old Joe pokes his head out like, what was that?
No, you just hear a ton of white people just say, fuck police, with the same
confidence of guys who've been. I serve my nickel. You come and take me.
And Volthric was almost impressed.
Yeah. And then he said, "Get the paddy wagon."
And at that moment, Polo grabbed a 40, threw it on the ground, and yelled, "Scatter!"
Scatter!
Okay, so
This man is now a father.
this is actually a perfect time where we are going to take our break.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to whoever's watching this right now, we're just gonna take a quick little 5-minute break. We're gonna switch back to the splash screen and some music. In 5 minutes, we will come back online, and we will see you in a bit. All right, all right, all
Anyway,
right.
Just ginormous, and I was like, "Oh, okay.
So anyhow, we are now back from our little break, where we last left off. We are still flying the airship. We've had some nice interactions, though there still is plenty of time before they actually reach Casa de Balmaris in the middle of the mountains. Are there going to be any more? It's now becoming nighttime right now. Do you guys all any of you want to have any last minute interactions before you all sleep during the night? Old Joe's gonna be flying this ship like non-stop.
I walk over to Yip and I ask him, "Are you will? I think maybe some training to get this started might be. Are you far?"
All right. Sounds good by me.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. The sparring between you two is just going to be very simple. You each are gonna start with just 10 hit points, and you both are just going to roll your d20s at the same time. Whoever rolls the highest number lands 1 hit, and you lose 1 hit point. The first one to bring the other person down to 0 wins the sparring match.
For sure. Got it.
These stats and points have absolutely no bearing on your real stats. So if you lose the fight, you're still gonna be at full normal health.
Okay.
Got it.
But it's still 34, and I go down to 0, right?
Yes. However, in this case, just for the sake of the sparring match, you only have 10 hit points, but so does Yip.
Okay. All right. Got it.
All right. So you guys walk over to the middle of the deck where you have the most space all around you. Yip kind of just hops up and down. He's like loosening up his limbs and such. Polo, you are making sure that your sword is all good and balanced. All right, both of you guys roll.
11.
10.
All right, Yip, you are the first one to make a move, and you go for just a straight punch right for the face. However, Polo, at the very last moment, ducks out of the way, and he just delivers a swift uppercut right to the bottom of your beak.
Uppercut, body blow.
Shoryuken.
All right, so Polo's at 10, Yip is at 9. Another d20. Yes, by the way, no modifiers. This is just pure sparring right here.
Yeah.
So both of you roll.
8.
14.
Ah.
Okay, Yip, with the momentum of the uppercut that you've gotten, you are actually able to lead into a backflip kick that just catches Polo like right at the bottom of your face. So now both of you are at 9. Roll.
12.
16.
Ugh.
Okay, with, alright. So, Polo, you land just flat on your back, just kind of dazed from that backflip kick. Yip, you rise up into the air, and then you just deliver a dive kick straight into Polo's gut.
Good lord.
Dive kick. Could
Uh,
that be a one-hit knockout?
no. Yeah, Yip is at 9, Polo's at 8. Roll.
15.
10.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, Polo. The moment that foot gets makes contact and you get that, you grab him by his scrawny little bird ankle, and you're able to quickly stand him up, and then just wielding him by his foot, you overhead slam him into the deck of the ship.
This is not sparring anymore. I
Gonna
wanna point
hit
out.
a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Old Joe has popcorn in his little cockpit, and he is just enjoying the show like.
This is great.
So you both are now at 8.
Give him the chair.
give him the chair. He throws out the wooden folding chair that he sits on in his cockpit. He just throws it out the window to you guys. Both of you are at 8 hit points. Roll.
Got a 1.
Shit. I got a 6, I think.
Okay.
And like simultaneously as I rolled that, I choked on a cinnamon toast crunch. I feel like I rolled that one in real life.
All right.
Sucking on bread.
All right, Polo. Just to make this funnier, you slam him once into the deck. However, you're still holding onto his ankle. You swing him over his head again, and you slam him onto the deck on the other side.
Like Hulk.
Yeah, you're doing like the whole Hulk Loki thing. Yip, you're at 7. Polo, you're at 8. Roll.
6, 18.
Jeez.
Make it 3 times.
Make it 3 times. Another overhead slam. All right. Yip, you are at 6, I believe. Polo, you are still at 8. Roll.
Wow, I'm winning a fight for once. 8.
2.
A 4th
I don't
time.
want to do this anymore.
Yip, you're at 5. Polo, you're at 8. Roll.
Nat 20.
Nat
6.
Nat 20. All right, Polo. In a moment of clarity where you realize what's happening, you unfurl your wings and you actually take to the sky. And basically what happens is, if you remember from like the original Kanto series of Pokemon, you basically do what Charizard does to Magmar in the Cinnabar Island gym match, where after you fly up high, you spin in a circle, you then grab Polo by the arm, and then you do that most epic seismic toss attack as you throw Polo right into the deck of the ship. Polo, you are now at 7. Yip, you are at 6. Roll.
16.
5.
Polo, somehow you are still alive and kicking. You get back up, and right just when Yip dive bombs back at you with his fist, you grab him by the wrists, you spread his arms out, and then you just wham! Ram your head right into his head. Yip, you're at 5. Polo, you're at 7.
4.
Roll. Oh, 4.
What is that?
Remember.
9.
Oh, you got a 7?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yip, you realizing, motherfucker, this guy just headbutted me. You then headbutt him back with the added bonus. He still only loses 1 hit point, but just for added effect, you not only headbutt him, you actually cause like a cut in like his forehead because you have a sharp ass beak.
I peck him.
You peck him. All right, Polo, you're at.
Ow, what the fuck?
All right, Polo, you're at 6. Yip, you're at 4. Roll.
12.
8.
You realizing that this guy has blemished your face, and now you're thinking, motherfucker, I'm supposed to look good for Anne-Marie. So then you let go of one of his hands while still holding onto this wrist, and you just take a fist and you just right hook Yip right into the head. Yip, you're at 3. Polo, you're at 6. Roll.
14.
Natural 20.
You wind up your fist again, and you're like, I'm supposed to look good for Anne-Marie! Yip, you're at 2. Polo, you're at 6. Roll.
11.
5.
Okay, Yip. And like you're so dazed right now because you realize, wow, this guy is actually a pretty good fighter against me, a trained monk. So
Imagine that, a fighter's good at fighting.
Yes, the floor here is made of floor.
The tree is definitely a tree.
All right.
She is made of wood.
You quickly unfurl your wings, and using the momentum of that last hit, you flap your wings, and you are able to wrench yourself out of Polo's grip, And by the way, these railings are like a combination of both wood and rope. Like wooden bars and just rope railings to easily catch people. And you do this whole wrestler move where you like fly into the railings at your back. You just kind of like bend the rope and then you just charge back at Polo and then you just lariat him right in the neck. All right. Yip, you're at 3. Polo, you're at 5. Wait, you're at 2?
I'm at. Yeah, that's what you said last time.
Yep.
Okay, Yip, you're at 2. Polo, you're at 5. Roll.
7.
Wait, my score's 2? Yeah, that's what I rolled.
Right when he lands that lariat impact at your neck, you grab his arm with both hands.
This is becoming Gogeta versus Bully at this point.
Yeah. You wrench, you grab his arm, you pull him down, and then you just drive your elbow right into the back of Yip's neck. Yip, you're at 1. Polo, you're at 5. Roll.
10.
16.
Polo, how do you want to do this?
I mean, I don't know. This,
Decapitation. Make a new character.
I guess I could full Nelson him and just whisper in his ear.
What do you whisper? We couldn't hear that. You were too quiet.
Yield.
Okay, he's got you in a full Nelson with both arms and wings. And he's just got you, man. You cannot escape. So do you yield? Okay, you pat his arm. Polo, you let him go.
Yeah, and I hold my hand out. Handshake.
Shake. Good shake. Good shake. Good shit.
Good sportsmanship, guys.
All right.
It's the scene from Full Metal Alchemist. Alex Lee Armstrong meets Ed and Alice Trader's husband.
And you just have little pink sparkles.
Yes.
Old Joe just kind of rolls his eyes and sighs out because no one ever used the chair. So he just grabs his chair and pulls it back into the cockpit with him kind of dejected. It is now.
I wasn't gonna kill him.
It is now nighttime. Oh, yes, Arios.
So Arios is actually kind of snuck away from everybody else because as he noticed after he hugged Davina and got done with his, little hair temper tantrum that he's got bandages under his clothes. He has long sleeves and leather, so he has bandages and things under his clothes. So he's kind of snuck off and has since then removed 2 Titan bandages, and he's got scars everywhere, by the way. So he's rebandaging himself. Most of these are very old scars, but he still doesn't want people to see them. So
okay, I would like everyone but Arios to roll a perception check.
I don't see it.
And I add my wisdom to that again, right?
Yes. With perception, it's always wisdom.
I got a natural 20, so 22.
You see everything. Polo, what do you see? All.
Kirby, I can see the future.
Kirby, it's not pretty.
Kirby, it's not pretty.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
You gotta prep your voice for that before you try to do it.
What?
Oh, God. You
Did
gotta
anybody
prep.
else see it?
Well, what? Okay, who got above 15?
Anybody?
Who rolled above 15?
Cataract.
Okay, so only Atarax and Polo
oh,
noticed.
thank goodness none of the girls see this.
Okay, so only Atarax and Polo notice that as Arios is redressing
Alright,
his.
I was gonna try to make the girls look at my sexy.
female.
So yeah,
he has no physical sexual preference. He'll flirt with everybody. It don't matter. He just likes to flirt.
so
It's a bard, of course.
so
Bard wants to fuck everyone.
need I remind you, only Atarax and Polo notice Arios doing anything. Everyone else doesn't have the right to say anything. So Atarax and Polo, you're the only one who kind of catches out of the corner of your eye Arios just kind of off to the side, redressing bandages, and you notice, like, he is just covered in, like, very old scars. Now, you do notice this, but it is your choice whether you want to try to bring attention to this or not. I will leave that up to you.
Meanwhile, while I'm toweling off after the fight, I kind of look over. I look at. What does a bard have so many scars?
Who are you asking that to?
Arios.
Okay. Oh, you're actually addressing Arios. Okay.
Yeah. Polo's direct. What can I say?
Arios like dumbfounded. And like sneaks away like.
Oh, baby.
Arios retreats into the shadows, apparently, that are on the ship.
Hey, it's nighttime. Okay. Mic drop.
It is
I'm
night.
kind of shrugging. I'm just like, all right.
All right, so yeah, night has officially fallen for you all. Any other little last-minute interactions before you all try to sleep? Carly, you're muted. Carly, you're muted.
I'm sorry, but what does Atarax say?
Atarax, do you bring attention to this? Only Polo tried to say something.
I shrug and make a mental note of it for later.
All right.
Good point.
Atarax will remember that.
I was so intrigued.
Arios was
That was the scene that happened earlier. What do you say? What charming ass motherfucking thing do you say?
Any other?
So, side note, everyone remembers those sweet little squirrel cloaks I had made, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We made an entire book about it.
I pass one out to each of you as I find you, and I tell you it's for a spell that hopefully someday I won't have to use. And then I'll kind of like sneak over to Eden, and I'll give her a little one for the owlbear thing.
Folks.
Aww.
Like wrap it in there.
Oh my god, it's
So
so
everyone has a miniature cloak on them, and it's a spell component for later on.
Ooh. Okay. Are there any other things going on? Any other little interactions?
Yip's bandaging up his wounds from the fight.
Maybe,
both mental and physical.
I was gonna say, Ian's gonna try that thing again of like trying to figure out what. Damn it! Again! Name escapes me during the film. No.
Volfric.
Arios.
What meant
Volfric.
with what he meant by like Axel like helping and see if that like nightmare dreamy thing occurs again.
All right, so Axel, like, again, like last time, just kind of does the little doggy head tilt to you. And then the same thing, just kind of walks over and licks your hand in a very caring way. And roll me a perception check.
You can pluck your perception just roll straight d20.
7.
Yeah, nothing different from last time.
Yeah, I figured. Gosh, you got my. No.
However, at this time, as you were addressing Axel, you kind of like unslug like your equipment off of you just to kind of make yourself a little bit lighter. The orb, just by itself, rolls out of the bag. And at that moment, Axel just kind of trots over to the orb and just starts kind of pawing at it. And you can all swear that the little god inside the orb is giggling with the fox.
Oh,
Any other little things, or are you all gonna go to sleep?
I think I'm gonna go
I
to
probably need sleep.
All right, so you all go back to sleep. And just for the sake of it, we'll say old Joe puts the ship on autopilot so he can have a nap as well.
Yeah, don't need a drowsy driver. That's dangerous.
All right, you
Drive
all.
when you're tired, kids.
All right, you all go to sleep.
By the way,
Eat-
Evan, I sent you a message. I noticed.
You and your snow. I swear to God.
It's really a technical thing. It's not really a secret.
Yeah, I'll figure that out later. Okay, so Eden, once again, you find yourself in that black snowy void once again, and you once again see that strange, skulking, blackened creature that seems to be part of the same void as well, with the same shining blue eyes. And it once again, like, sees you, and it just kind of like twitches its head at you, twitches it tilted, slowly lurches up, and it's just slowly walking towards you with its outstretched hands. This time, you can actually hear a voice. And you just hear, in the most, like, haughty, whispering voice ever, "Where are you?"
Do not like that.
Where?
Creepy.
Where are you? And then at that sudden moment, where it once was just like a few meters away, it is suddenly in an instant right up in front of you. And then its hands just slam to the sides of your face, and you just hear it scream.
Shut
Wait!
up!
Why?
Damn it! Fuck you!
That's
I was so into that. I was like,
It just now screams in your face, "Where are you?" And then you just suddenly wake up once again.
Do not like that.
It was at that point with the screaming, he probably like
Do not
twitches
want.
with the screaming now, like upright.
Yeah, at this time, Axel did not wake you up. He is too busy sleeping, curling around the green orb, which is letting off a soft green glow.
So cute.
It is now actually lightly snowing where you are. Like, you were over a snowy mountain landscape, but now you're so far north, it's actually actively snowing right now, but it's a very light snow. And right now, at this time, you are the only one awake.
No one heard him scream.
Oh, no one heard him scream?
No, like with that, like the whole, like, how I pictured it was, he like was screaming as he lurched up, like woke up.
All right.
Oh, Ario can hear that.
Okay, everyone except Eden, I want you all to roll perception checks.
oh fuck.
Would this help if I had passive perception that's super high?
Not in this case, because you're asleep. And
I
we're
have a
just...
question. Would passing this make us hear it, or would failing it make us hear it and wake up?
Passing this would make you hear it.
Okay.
If you fail the roll, you're still asleep. This did not wake you up. So don't tell me your rolls, but just tell me who got above 10.
I'm at it.
Okay, so literally Polo's the only one who's still sleeping through this.
Almost so tired from his fight. He's like sound asleep.
Yeah, Polo.
I won, so I'm
He's just
tired.
tired from this far.
Yeah, Polo is just passed out. But
He's just out.
however, everyone else, you all are jolted awake from the sudden yelp from Eden, who just is like waking up in a cold sweat. Axel wakes up as well, just kind of looks at your panic state, and then just rushes over to your lap, pawing at your chest, going like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
I would go to Eden's room.
You don't have rooms. You're all just on the deck of the ship.
It's on the deck.
I run over. I'm
Camp it.
sorry. I pictured it more like a cabin. Sorry. I run to Eden. You okay?
No.
Do we all see the orb now?
No, you all see the orb. It's just kind of on the deck of the ship in the open right now.
I think.
I'm gonna slide over there and like hold it so it doesn't roll away.
Okay, good. So Atarax is currently holding the orb.
Do we have a refreshment place that I could get a cup of water? Like, do we have like a water jug that I can get? Water?
Mistral, you head down below deck. Roll me a perception check. Oh, right, we're back in the real world. We don't need this haughty church music now.
A 14.
All right, you actually do see quite a lot of provisions packed away in large boxes. You were able to find some dried meats, some pieces of biscuits, some like small bottles of wine. There's actually quite a lot below deck here.
Is there any water?
Yes, you do find quite a few water skins, and they are full.
Great, I'm gonna bring some upstairs.
Okay, you grab one of the full water skins and you take it up to Eden.
I know Davina asked before that what happened. I sigh. Well, this is the second time tonight that second time that I've had this dream, and I don't know what's going on. I'm in that dark space, like when we have a vision from the orb, but it's different. It's like snowing and gesturing to the lovely weather now. But there's a creature. They're humanoid. They look almost not recognizable as human. And they lurched at, and they're coming after me. And tonight they actually made contact.
Hey,
and
they like hurt you?
I'm assuming not, right? They didn't hurt me, they just
roll a perception check.
more perceptions.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed, this entire session is more interaction and travel heavy, less so on action, but hopefully that will change later.
Do I do that, or am I still asleep?
You're still asleep, dude. You don't know anything about all this.
And we're all just like, we're just gonna let you sleep. You had a long day. You got a date. You want to fight. You had a productive time.
I got a 4, by the way, so no.
Okay, you don't notice anything about yourself. You just you give yourself a once over. You don't see any like marks or anything or any discoloration. You see nothing. You're totally fine.
They didn't move.
So stupid to be screaming about this, but asked me where am I?
I'm sorry. Time out for a moment. I'm hearing a... Oh, it's a car alarm. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know who it is. And it's one of those where it's like... We're talking so much. And...
Okay, so sorry about that. Please continue.
Yeah, sorry.
It's like that scene in The Lord of the Rings where you can see the background.
Yeah.
They just asked me where am I and just like grabbed me. So it was pretty much relaying the dream and everything.
And you didn't see their face.
I did see their face, but it was more like
right? The face was just completely featureless. Like what you saw was basically just a black void that had a foggy grayish outline that resembled a humanoid body. The face and literally everything. There were no features. The only thing a figure literally made of shadow, and all you could make out.
God from Fullmetal Alchemist.
And all you could make out were just like these shining blue lights of eyes.
No, they don't seem to have features. There's something about this humanoid figure that has started to appear in my dreams.
Atarax, you're holding the orb, right?
Atarax is currently holding the orb, yes.
Is it doing anything?
At this time, no. But you do get a vague sense that the orb is showing, like, a level of concern towards Eden. Because, like, Eden's been the one that's been taking care of the orb this entire time. So it's more connected with you right now.
Yeah.
Aww. Eden's his daddy, or their daddy, or her daddy.
I am the
It's
father.
a whole communal thing. Takes
It's
a
a-
village to raise a god.
Exactly.
You
I am
talk
daddy.
about
Like,
that.
that's a weird sentence to say. I don't know.
Who is your daddy?
All right. Does do you guys do anything else, or are you gonna try and go back to sleep?
Mistral gave me the water. I'm drinking it, by the way.
Yeah, you.
No. In the midst of your talking, I probably handed it to you.
Yeah, you down the entire water skin. It is now empty. you feel like you hear like a faint purring coming from the orb.
Didn't Yip hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, Mistral got the water. Yip, what are you doing? You know.
Yip's kind of just sitting on the side of his bed, like listening, but not like just kind of listening and taking in all the information. Just kind of still a little groggy, but listening.
Rude awakening for
What's
everybody.
Arios doing?
Arios would actually go up to Eden and just kind of sit, like kneel behind him and just wrap his arms around his shoulders, just giving, trying to give him some kind of comfort.
Aww.
Mario slide into your can.
And Polo's just in his bed like, oh, what? Oh.
I will say,
Pink hair, pink hair.
I will say with Orio's, like having his arm around Eden, like a bit of relaxation after like a tense.
All right, you do visibly calm down, especially from the support of your friends and from the glowing aura of calm coming from the orb as well. Do you try falling back asleep?
This time, yes, I'm going to try.
Okay. So everyone just kind of retreats back to their spots, and Eden, you once again fall back asleep. The dream you have this time is definitely a lot more peaceful. And in your dream, you do feel yourself just kind of lying on your back. Your eyes are still closed, and you just feel the sense of calm. But you feel that whatever you're lying your head on is very large, and it's breathing, and it's very fluffy.
Not into this at all.
The next day arrives. You all wake up with it's now snowing just a little bit more. Unfortunately, I should say that this deck does not have a cover on it, so you're just all getting the snow just falling on.
Me being a bird, I'm fighting my instinct to fly south.
Come on, let me just.
We're all no. Yep. It's okay.
You tie me to the mast like Elvis.
Yes.
There's a siren.
Like,
To the south.
let me out.
Get me out of here.
Old Joe, still with the ship on autopilot, goes below deck and he starts bringing out provisions for everyone, like some fruits, some dried salted meats. It's not the best meal, but it's enough to really fill you up and give you guys your energy for the day. It is now a new day. You're now very far north. These are regions that you all have never been in before, and you just see mountains all around you. Like, the mountains are covering the entire landscape. You cannot see right now any other kind of environment. As you do, though, old Joe kind of retreats back to his cockpit just to leave you all alone. You guys have now enough time for just one more interaction with each other, if you so choose to, before you reach your destination.
Davina's just gonna go and just kind of like go to like the side of the boat and just kind of reflect everything that happened.
All right, you are just standing there and you're reminiscing about all of the what you thought was good memories, but now in hindsight, now that you're actually working through your trauma, you realized, wait a second. So yeah, with self-reflection, you're realizing like, wow, my life was shit this entire time.
Wow, my life really sucks.
When D&D becomes reality, no, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
You say to your boyfriend of 6 years.
I'm joking.
Jeez.
I wasn't talking about like having like a shitty boyfriend. I was talking about the fact that your life has been shit for the past. But I was kidding.
All right, are there any other interactions that anyone will have right now?
Well, Miss Shaw happens to be reading what seems to look like a handwritten book. I guess you could call it a diary, but it's not a diary. She would have had written it. She didn't write it. She's reading something that is written that is not professionally printed, and she did not write it herself.
Hey, can I see if I noticed that?
Okay, you're gonna have
information.
Okay, so for that, you're gonna have to roll a perception check with disadvantage because you're facing outwards right now. Everything is happening behind you.
Weird. I'm willing to take that risk. Okay. I got a 19.
Disadvantage, you gotta roll a second time.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Watch me a nat 20.
A 14. All right, you do kind of notice that Mistral is doing something, but her side and a little bit of the back is facing you, so you honestly can't quite tell what it is she's doing. You just can tell that she's doing something.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
For future use.
Any other interactions from anyone?
Yip
Arios
is
would actually
sharpening
like
his
to-
spear with his whetstone.
Okay, Yip is preparing for battle. Davina is reminiscing about past trauma. Mistral is reading something that is written, because that is what reading is. You're reading something that is written. Anyone else doing anything?
Arios would like to try to teach the orb a little bit of primordial.
Okay, so for this one, yeah, teaching is always like a weird thing because there's not like a skill that's inherently known for like teaching a person a thing. So let's see, for this one, let me see. Let me actually pull up your sheet here. Arios. View. Okay, let me see here. To teach. All right, you know what? Just to make this actually easier, I'm just gonna say just do a basic intelligence check. Doesn't have to be persuasion or insight or performance or anything, just a pure intelligence roll.
Ooh, I love it because I get +4 with intelligence, which makes it 20. Dirty 20.
Are you sure? Because I'm looking at your sheet right now and your intelligence is +1.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong spot. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, wait, a bard rogue has a +4 in int?
17 then.
17. All right, that actually still kind of works. You're able to teach some very basic words, like man, woman, friend, stuff like
weather, rain, Doofenshmirtz.
Evil Incorporated.
However, you're still not quite sure if it's really having any effect. The orb. This is like that movie and stage play, The Miracle Worker, the story of Helen Keller. You're trying to teach the orb words and such, but the orb is just so young and baby-like that it's just parroting sounds. It's a baby.
Baby.
It's
The
just
orb is baby.
it's just you for all you know, it's just parroting these sounds back at you, but it's still not able to truly comprehend that these sounds actually have meaning. For all it knows, you're just playing a game with it. Again, it's literally The Miracle Worker happening right now, except instead of a blind, deaf, mute girl, it's a newborn god.
Same difference.
Yeah, same difference.
01101.
Are there going to be any other interactions? Eden, yes.
I will go up to Davina, sit down, and turn to her and say, "So, do you mind telling me more about the necklace that we seem to share, apparently?" I like hold out the ornate cross.
Sure. Well, when I was very young, my father gave it to me. He said that it was a family sigil, which is why I think it's quite interesting that you have it. That means that he was either lying or I don't know. Maybe it's
Or he was a bard.
Maybe it's a common sigil and he just thought it was ours. I don't really know. What about yours?
I guess, from what I remember, my sister's father gave it to her, and she didn't really care for how my mother talked about her father in more high regards than mine. She gave it to me. What was your mother's name?
1 minute, I'm looking that up right now. This was coming.
This is my grandson. You and him have been rivals ever since you were babies. What was his name again?
Bard ass.
That's right, his name is Buttface.
His name was. Okay. My
Say-
mother's name was Vanessa. My father's name is Beltane.
No. My sister's father.
You said that you had two separate mothers, correct?
No, we have separate fathers. Same mother.
Do you know what his last name was?
I recall, unfortunately, Mom only talked about first names, and obviously, you know, high regards to the man who gave birth, let him have an Asmar child.
Well, my maiden last name was Servo. Does that ring any bells? A conversation you might have overheard?
Probably, knowing how Mother would talk to him.
You don't think that me and Phoenix were siblings?
Might be a possibility.
Anyone got around.
I mean, they were in an open relationship, my parents, so.
Daddy got around.
I have the same one.
How big Daddy
You know what? Afterwards, when I looked them up, they didn't really care. They didn't really give a fuck.
Wait. Might be a possibility, because... Do you know the town that you were born in, or, like, the area? Because if it was close by, him and Mother might...
And I'm from
Space, I'm sorry. You just did something with nope. Sorry. Dramatic moment.
No, please, continue.
I mean, I'm from a small farm in mountains.
Is there forest nearby? Like a forest town?
Oh. Was.
Grew up near mountains. Like, really close. So. Did your father ever talk about, like, a woman with black hair? Her name was Esmeralda?
He did, actually.
He did!
think that means that me and Phoenix are siblings.
Well, then not me too, because we're twins. So.
Does that mean that me and you are half siblings?
Very distant half siblings, I guess. But yes, because my father's an ass. Apparently, according to mother. She did say something once.
Your dad is a donkey?
God damn it! Yeah, no.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father was a hamster, and your mother smelled of elderberry.
Yes.
Hamster and your mother smells of elderberries.
Mother always said something about, like, she would have rather kept the other one, and I never knew what that meant, if she had, like, a stillborn or what. But
The cups. You're talking about the parents or they're triplets?
it always seemed like she was talking about triplets.
You have a hidden sibling.
Possibly.
This is definitely something that we should talk more about later.
Yeah, I think so.
And if we ever run into Phoenix again, which I hope so,
Figure it out.
maybe she can help us fill in some of the details.
Hope machine.
Are there going to be any other interactions?
Goodbye.
Am I awake yet, or am I
Yeah.
still asleep?
No, you've been awake this whole time.
Okay, alright. I'm good. I don't need to do anything.
All right. So with that being said, you guys spent some more time just getting ready and such. You've once again spent the entire day just on this airship. The day before was like the half day. This is now the whole day, because it's a day and a half of travel. So as the sun slowly begins to set once again, old Joe pokes his head out, and he goes, "Eyes to the front, everyone! We're getting close now!" And you guys can see that as he he pulls a lever, and the airship itself slowly begins to rise above, like, between this... It slowly begins to rise above this dune of snow between these two large walls of stone, the sides of mountains. And you guys all finally make it over the edge of the dune, and you see before you, in this large valley, surrounded by, like, just this small mini range of mountains, you see this massive manor just in the middle of the valley. Like, we're talking Buckingham Palace huge here. And it's got, like, this massive front yard that's all courtyard. You see hedge mages, you see fountains, this place is massive. And this is just one of their winter villas that they have here. Oh no!
Bye.
She can't do it! She can't handle facing her ex.
Yeah, we all talk shit about our exes, but then we always have those days when we actually do accidentally see them in person. We're like, nope.
Yep.
Mine's a long
Thankfully,
way
mine
away.
moves
That
to
won't happen,
Tennessee.
I hope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
same.
not us.
Hey, Carly.
Thankfully, mine moved away to Tennessee
Hey, Carly, are you okay?
instead of living just down the street.
So,
This isn't how the com.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
finally, she's gone.
Hey.
Oh, she's back.
Carly, can you hear us?
Cord. I don't know what happened. It like froze.
Everything okay?
Yeah, something happened with my Discord. I don't know what. It like froze. I
Okay.
had to, like, turn it off and turn it back on. I apologize.
Well, it's all right. You're fine. You're fine. So, you guys finally make it to... You make it above the dune, and you see the massive, like, property that is the winter villa of the Balmaris family. It doesn't take the entire valley, but it is a rather large portion of walled territory. Even though, like, this place is protected by a natural wall of, like, a ring of mountains, which make a mini range in this giant range of mountains here. You see the mansion just square in the center of it. As you get closer, old Joe pokes his head out and goes, "Yeah, well, that definitely looks like the place. I suggest you all get ready, and, hey, what's that?"
Oh no.
I knew it was too calm of a session.
I would like you all to roll perception checks.
No.
Yeah, we...
Nat 20, baby.
What?
I see all.
Oh. Okay.
10.
Okay, who rolled above...
13.
Who rolled above a 10?
I rolled a 10.
That's fine, that's perfect. If you meet the number, it's a success.
Okay.
Eden, what about you? A 4. It's okay, because when someone says, "Hey, what's that?" your attention is brought to it anyway. You see, rising out of this manor, this white orb of light, and it just
Don't like
grows.
that.
It grows brighter and brighter and brighter, and then, kaboom! This sun lightning bolt shoots right out of the orb, and it blasts the side of the airship, and already you guys are starting to spin out of control. Old Joe is like holding tight in the cockpit, holding on to any kind of levers that he have to try to regain control, but you guys are now going down hard. I need you now all to roll acrobatics checks. No, wait, acrobatics saving throws.
Did I hear something about dexterity saving throw? Hell yeah.
9.
Not,
It's
not
no
20.
26. It's no 26. I got 22.
I got a 16.
21, I'm right behind
I
you.
got a 13.
All right. So, all right. So a lot of you are able to just hold on to the ship for dear life as it's just spinning and spinning, and then it just crashes pretty softly because it's all snow, but it's still just a violent impact. Those of you that rolled below 10, you lose your grip in the impact, and you are flung off of the ship, and you just land, and you just start rolling in the snow. So each of you that rolled below a 10, you each take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. The ship finally comes to a rest as it's now just crashed and it's smoking in the snow. Old
But
Joe.
wait a minute. Okay, never mind. You were just about to talk about old Joe. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, is old Joe okay?
Yeah, old Joe is perfectly unharmed. He is able to, like, crawl himself out of the cockpit. He's just coughing and is like, What the hell was that? And he gets out of the cockpit and he spryly hops off the ship and he like scampers over to the side where that lightning bolt hit, and it's just this huge blackened scorch mark. And he's like, ah, shit. This is gonna take all night to repair. Sorry, you guys are gonna have to make blah, 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 blah.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. Sorry, you all are gonna have to walk the rest of the way.
Walk?
Is everybody okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I am good.
Oh.
A bit shaken.
All right, so you all collect yourselves. You all make sure that Axel and the orb are okay as well, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yes, they are all okay. You're still quite a bit of ways from the manor complex here. So for those of you who have played Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, that's basically what's going to be happening here. So, you all trudge through the deep snow up to the large fenced off property that is the winter villa of the Balmarises. Even though this is basically like I think it's Buckingham Palace. You know how it is where like you can see the palace, but there's like a massive stretch of front yard like between the outs. Yeah, it's like that, but like 3 times bigger. And it's that in all directions, with the house just right in the center of this property. So, you definitely have the option to try and get over the fence, and you can certainly sneak your way in. You can try to fight your way in. I will leave you all to plan for that for next week, because we're gonna end the session right here.
Master.
Give me a minute.
So guys, thank you so much for watching Chapter 11 of the Song of the Wilds. Yeah, that's it. I just said we're picking this up next week.
I didn't know.
I literally just said.
Sorry, I heard a doggy barking.
That's no excuse.
It's always an excuse.
Alright, so for those of you who are watching this either on Twitch right now or on YouTube when we upload this later, thank you so much for watching Chapter 11 of the Song of the Wilds. We will be announcing Chapter 12's showtime when we figure out our availability. But until then, guys, thanks so much for watching. We will see you all later.